Hello. Okay, everyone.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello. How's everyone today?
Good.
Good. Hey, Lisa. Okay. So we're almost ready. As Lisa mentioned before, maybe it's easier if everybody just has the video on me instead of, because I don't know, she said it was easier. Maybe you can explain, Lisa. Anyway, as long as everyone can hear me.
No, it's easier to see you when you speak because you're on the big screen. So if you go to speaker view, then you don't have everybody else and you can see you better. That's how I feel.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so we're going to get started today. We're moving on down from our head to the ribs. One of the most important structures, one of the strongest structures we have in our body. It protects the heart and lungs and the liver. But before we do that, let's lay down. Why don't you lie down nicely on the ground, either with your strap or legs extended. It doesn't make any difference. And let's take a nice body scan. Let's start with the top of our head, noticing if we have any tension, maybe any discomfort. Just take a moment to get your mind set into yoga, into this time that you're dedicating to yourself. Just go from the top of your head to your toes, breathing through your nose, in and out through the nose. Don't try to get rid of any discomfort or tension, just notice it. Notice how your body feels. Few more moments. Another few breaths. And if you have your legs bent, keep them that way. If they were straight out, bend your knees so the soles of your feet are flat on the floor. And let's have our arms softly at our side. Doing some small pelvic tilts. I'll walk you through because a few people weren't here. Because a few people weren't here yesterday. So we take a nice inhale. On the exhale, we bring our belly button down the spine.
Can you mute everybody?
Pardon?
Can you mute everybody?
I don't understand. Wait a second. What's going on?
I hear everybody's conversations. I was hoping you could mute
Oh,
everybody.
I did in the beginning. Let me just do that again. Hang on. Excuse me, a little technical. It looks like I muted everybody. I have a couple people in the studio here, so it might have been that. Okay, so we're continuing. I have a cat in here. I'm gonna get the cat out, so just lay softly. That was it. No, you're going out. No, you have to go out. Okay, so let's lie down. If you sat up, I think everyone's muted now. Take a few more breaths to refocus. So the activity we're doing now is pelvic tilts. So we're going to pretend that we have a little marble sitting on the pubic bone. That when we take a nice exhale, it's going to roll right into the belly button. So there's a few steps to this. So lie down. When we take a nice inhale, then we exhale slowly, pulling the belly button down to the spine. As we do that, we lift the pelvic floor muscles. And we gently tip the pelvis back, and that makes the marble roll into our belly button. So as we exhale, we're doing three things. We're bringing our belly button down to the spine. We're tilting our pelvis back. And then we're pulling in, using our core, all the pelvic floor muscles. So let's try that again. So let's relax first. Take a nice few breaths. Okay, so inhale. Exhale slowly. Belly button comes down to the spine. Gently tilt the pelvis back and pull in the muscles. And then slowly inhale, releasing. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale. Slowly pull the belly button down to the spine. Lift the pelvic floor muscles, and your pelvis is tilted back. It brings your lower back to the mat. Inhaling, release. Take another inhale. Exhale slowly down. Belly button down to the spine, lifting the pelvic floor muscles. And inhaling, slowly release, coming back up to neutral. Two more times. Inhale, exhale, belly button down to the spine. Gently tip the pelvis back. Lower back is at the mat, and lift the pelvic floor. Hold it and inhale as you release. Last time. Inhale. We exhale. Slowly come down, tilting the pelvis back. Marble goes to the belly button. Pull in the pelvic floor. And slowly release. The work is coming from your deep core muscles and not your arms and legs. So let's now keep our feet on the floor. Take a few breaths with our arms by our side. So let's inhale, exhale. Inhale, let's float the arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring them back down to the side, slowly. Inhale, float them up and bring them back over the head. Mindful movements, exhaling, coming slowly back down. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhaling, bring them back. Just let your neck and head go wherever it goes. Every part of the body is connected. So as you move, shoulders and ribs, your head and neck are going to move. So let's take another inhale, float the arms up. And we'll just add 2 counts at the top of the inhale. 1, 2. Exhale, bring them down. Again, inhale, slowly reaching up. And 1, 2. Exhale, bring them down. Let's add on. We're going to push off the ground with our feet and lift our hips up. So together, inhale, float the arms up and the hips as well. Exhale, calm down. Inhale, push off, lift your hips higher. Exhale, calm down. Make sure your thighs stay parallel to each other. Inhale, lift up, holding. 1, 2. Exhaling, coming down. Inhale, come up. Let's leave our arms up there, hips high. 1, 2. Lower the hips halfway down on the exhale. Inhale, push up. 1, 2. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, push. 1, 2. Exhale, halfway. Last time, inhale, higher. 1, 2. Exhale, bring everything slowly back down to the ground. Bring your knees to your chest. Curve out your lower back. Roll around a couple times. And softly slide your legs down so they're extended in front of you. Let's bring our arms overhead again. Take a nice stretch. Breathe into that stretch. Sending your heels out and then relax. Again, extending your arms. Let's take a nice breath and come up using our core. Slowly. Nice fluid motions. Some of these motions weren't so fluid. Let's do it again. Slowly down. And arms back over our head. Take a nice breath and come up in a nice continuous motion using the core. Great. Place your hands softly on your legs and turn so that you're facing me. It doesn't matter if you sit cross-legged or your legs out in front of you. It doesn't matter. But let's continue to warm up our body by taking a nice inhale, turning our head to the right. Exhale, back to center and to the left. and back to center. Inhaling, raising our arms up, placing our hands on our shoulders. Let's clasp them gently behind our neck so that we're sitting up nice and tall. Crown of the head up to the ceiling. Let's create a little resistance here. Bring our elbows forward. Let's push back into our hands. With our hands, we pull our neck, so there's some resistance. Let's take a nice inhale and lean back a little bit, looking up at the ceiling. Coming back up and release. Now that our chin is higher, let's take a nice inhale, keeping our chin up and looking to the right. Inhale, exhale, center, and to the left. Inhale, exhale, come back to center. One more time. Inhaling, exhaling to the right. Inhale, exhale, inhale back to the left and exhale. Inhale, exhale, and inhale back to center. Take a nice breath and push your arms toward me. Extend them. Revolve your palms. Bring your shoulders up. Reach for the ceiling. Taking a nice inhale. And bring your arms back in front. Spacing out your shoulders and the back. Let's make a nice fist and closing our thumbs. Pushing our knuckles to the ground. And then 3 circles in each direction. And this is good to alleviate any symptoms of carpal tunnel syndrome. Okay, pushing again. Let's bring our fingers back on one hand. Back on the other hand. And then fingers facing down. Let's place our thumb in the palm of the hand. And gently bring the back of the hand back. And the other side. Great. Extend the arms. Reach them up. And exhaling, let's twist to the right. Few breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring the arms back up. And exhaling to the left. Few breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back up. One last time to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's come up. And exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back up. Now place one hand on your sternum, another hand on your belly button. We'll turn now only our thoracic spine. So the hand is on the belly button just for feedback. That doesn't move. The hand on our sternum will move and our face will keep looking straight. So I'll keep looking at you and you keep looking at me. So let's take a nice inhale. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, exhale, inhale, back to center, and exhaling to the left. So the only part that's moving is above. Inhale, exhale, coming back to center. Notice the difference here. Of course, we twist less. So inhale, exhaling. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. And back to center. Okay, so yesterday, when we did our face yoga, we did a couple positions. Let's take our fists again, because this was a nice one. Place your fist on your forehead with the knuckles of your index and middle finger, and apply just some soft pressure, bringing them back to your temples. Slowly, again, just slide them along your forehead to your temples. We'll do that 4 times. And last time. Place your hands softly on your legs. So here's another one. Let's pretend we're kissing somebody on our side. So let's make nice big kiss lips and bring them to the right. And then softly tilt your head up a little bit so we feel it also in our neck. So kissing to the right. Raise the head. And back down. Again to the right. And back to center. One more time. Nice puckered lips. To the right. Lift the head. We can feel it in the side of the cheek and down toward the neck. And back to center. To the left side. Back to center. Make sure you breathe during these. So pucker. Back to center. Last time. And back to center. Who knows, maybe after a while we will look 3 years younger. But at least the blood gets into the muscles. Makes us nice and glowy. So now, this is a fun thing. Just let's put our fingers on your ears. Feel your ears. Feel all the parts of that soft tissue that forms our ears, the lobes, all the delicate areas. The tissue that forms our ears is actually connected to the delicate and intricate arrangement arrangement of the tissues that surround the whole brain. As a matter of fact, in India, with Indian medicine, when kids were in school and like the teacher thought they were like out of it or they couldn't pay attention, they didn't have concentration, they weren't punished or anything. They had to go and softly pull their ears. And then they could come back into the classroom and they'd be more alert. It's kind of like massaging your brain. And then when you think about it, some of the nerves, they also go to the ophthalmic nerve. And so maybe it's a way to relieve headaches behind your eyes. So just start to pull softly on your, let's start with the earlobes. Pulling apart 1 millimeter, 1 micromillimeter at a time. Nothing hard. And then release. And then work your way up slowly, different parts of the ear. Just slowly apart. See if you can feel anything in any other place. Just really micro millimeter at a time. Move different sections. And then let's grab your ear, like with, I guess, so your thumb is behind your ear and so the knuckle, the side of the index fingers inside. So let's pull one up and one down. And then the opposite. Then again, the first side. Then the opposite. And then just pretend that you're going around a circle, kind of like a bicycle, but with your arms. Nice and softly. Make us a lot smarter. And then take a few breaths. Place your hands on your knees. Then let's take our fingers and put them on, there's a cartilage that blocks the ear canal. It's called the tragus. So let's block the ear canal and start to massage this area. There's actually a French neuroscientist who discovered that between the tip of this tragus and the U in your ear here, he calls it the Valium spot. And the Valium spot to like relieve some stress. So you can just see if it works for you. Just another moment. And then bring your hands down toward the back and your neck. Let's just softly separate and stretch the skin without pushing. You can even move around your head without digging into the skull. And without pressing, it's just soft separation to stretch the layers. We have a lot of layers here, we don't know it. Actually, our scalp is like an acronym. It's for skin, connective tissues, the epineurosis, which is kind of like like fascia, like a sheath. Then we have loose connective tissue. And then we have the pericranium, which is like a membrane that surrounds the skull. So if we do gentle movements of stretching, it works all the layers. And if you dig deep or, you know, dig in or do it hard or push, then it kind of defeats the purpose. But instead, if you like gently palpate and stretch, it could be interesting for you. So anyway, let's take a nice inhale, exhale, and let's get into a nice position where our legs can be extended out in front of you. And since we were cross-legged for so long, let's just massage our knees on both sides. Just make them feel good. And then place your hands softly at your sides. Take a look at your feet. Have them, flex them toward you so your toes are facing you. And then let's point them so your toes face me, my toes face you. Again, let's flex them, spread them apart a little bit, and let's do windshield wipers. From side to side. And notice how your whole leg moves all the way up to your hips. And then let's just make round circles, full range of motion. Just working on our ankles a little bit. Okay. Then softly, let's slide that right leg up. And let the knee go down to the side so that the sole of the foot is against the upper thigh on the inside. Let's take a nice inhale. Raise the arms up. Take a breath. Inhale. Turn, lifting and turning and coming down anywhere on the outside of that leg. And softly, let's lift up the right arm so that our whole chest is open. Take a few breaths and then bring it back down. Then come up, have your arms straight out over the extended leg. Let's take a nice inhale and bring the right arm all the way up and place it on the mat behind you. So let's take another inhale and swoop that left arm down and around. Push off your leg and come up. So we're feeling a nice extension from the outside of our foot all the way through our fingers. Our hips are open, our chest is open, we're reaching. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and then slowly come down with that left arm. Take another inhale and bring that right arm down. So that here we are again. Let that right leg slide against the ground and pull up the left one. Let the leg go to the side. Same thing, we're the diagonal now. So let's inhale, lift. Take another inhale, we're gonna lift and turn. So inhale, turn, and come down on the outside of your leg. Anywhere is fine. And so that we don't bring our shoulder down, let's softly lift up that arm. So we're opening more. Take a few breaths and come back down. Now with our arms out, facing each other, let's take a nice full range of motion. Bring that arm back there. With your right arm, let's take a nice inhale and we're going to swoop it along. Raise it up. Extending. Hips out. Chest open. We're not falling into our shoulder, but we're pushing off the mat. Taking a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And then calm down. One last inhale. Let's bring that arm back. And then slide the leg down. Let's cross our legs and then cross over into a nice tabletop. Nice and strong. 4 right angles here. And we're going to do some cat-cows together today. So as we take an inhale, we start from our hips. So let's tilt our hips down on the inhale. Slowly travel up the spine. Your shoulders back, neck out, and head up. Take a breath here. Inhale. Then exhale, start to curve your spine so your tailbone is going down. Slowly walk it up. Take a nice inhale. Turn your pelvis as we do it. Slowly creeping up the spine. Shoulders back, neck out, head up. Take a nice breath. Inhale. Exhale. Curve the spine. Slowly come up to a nice little kitty cat. And come back to neutral. This time we're going to do it together. We're going to start by raising up into a cat, heading to our right side and then down. But we're going to only move our ribs. So let's try that. So inhale. And you keep breathing on your own. To the right. Of course, your hips are going to get involved too. But let's just concentrate on twisting the ribs in all directions. It's important to keep your spine nice and strong and flexible. 3 times in each direction. And then when you're done, just do a few cat-cows or in circles, whatever your body needs right now. Do whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready, come back to a nice tabletop. Take a nice breath, curl our toes under, and push yourself back, hips in the air. It might be your first downward facing dog of the day. So concentrate on getting the sits bones in the air. Maybe separate your mat with your hands and feet. Maybe bring your legs back and forth. Maybe move your hips. And take a nice breath. And let's slowly walk ourselves to our hands. Hanging down. Just like a little rag doll. Shake your head, yes and no. If you want to grab your elbows and let them swing, go right ahead. And let your arms hang down and come slowly up. Neck and head, last part's up. Hands to heart. Take a few breaths here. Let's inhale and bring our hands up. Keep them up, and we're gonna lift and bend to the right side, keeping our hips in place. We're not sending them out this time. So we're bending, reach, stretch all the tissues between those ribs. Keep them nice and healthy. Back up to center. Take a nice breath and come to the other side. Breathing. And coming back up to center. Bring your hands to heart. Taking a few breaths. And then hands down to your side. So we'll do some sun salutations now. Today we do have a beautiful sun. So inhale, let's reach up. Exhaling, come slowly down to a forward fold. Grab the back of your legs if you can. Inhale to a nice flat back. Come down again to a nice forward fold. Then reverse swan dive, come up, inhaling. Just warming up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank. Okay. Pushing back with your heels. Let's do some windshield wipers. So our heels come to the right, back to center, to the left, back to center, to the right, back to center, to the left, back to center. Let's push back to downward facing dog. And then let's take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come up to a nice flat back. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Do it nice and fluidly this time. So inhale, exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank downward dog or plank chaturanga. Glide forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale and come up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time together. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank downward dog or plank chaturanga. Glide forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come up to a nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's continue warming up. So we can do 3 of them on our own because you might not like my pace. You might want to go slower, you might want to go faster. So we'll start off together. Inhaling, bringing our arms up, and then we'll do 3 of them on our own. So, hands to heart, taking a few breaths. Bring our hands down. Inhale. How are we doing? When you're ready, hands to heart. Take a few breaths. Let's take our right leg and step it back. Nice distance between your front leg and your back. Bring our front leg over our knee is over our ankle and our hips are forward. So that the right foot, the toes, are facing the right angle of your mat. Once we have that solid foundation, let's go ahead and inhale. Bring our arms up. Warrior 1, nice and strong. Take a few breaths in Warrior 1. So we're not sinking in our pelvis. Let's clasp our hands together, except for the 4 fingers. Take a nice inhale and lift our ribs and our waist, and let's go back. Nice balance pose. Making sure your knee is still over the ankle. Sometimes we have the tendency to straighten out the leg. Come back. Warrior one. Let's straighten out that knee. Clasp our hands behind our back. Let's bring our elbows out. This way our shoulders softly by themselves go down to the back. And let's bend over as we inhale. Let's take a nice inhale. Hinge at the hips. Belly button to the spine. Our torso is going to be parallel with the mat. And our shoulders are softly against our back. Take a few breaths here. If your knee is locking, just give it a little micro bend. And come slowly back up. Bending the knee again. Inhaling, bringing the arms up. Warrior one. Let's twist now. So we bring our hands down. The only thing that changes now, I'm going to change direction, is the back foot. So now, the back foot, it should be parallel to the short side of the mat. My hips, I'm facing you. My knee is not falling in. Instead, my hip is, or my knee is externally rotated. And once you have this solid foundation, where our shoulders are nice also, down our back, we can extend our arms. Really extend that wingspan. And when you have that, then we just look over our middle finger. Breathing. This position strengthens everything. Your belly button is to your spine. Your abdominals are engaged here. Let's rotate the arm from the shoulder and slowly and mindfully bring it back. So we're working on our ribs as well for this position. We can look at the elbow or the ceiling. Come back now to warrior two. Let's rotate the other arm at the shoulder and slowly bring it over. So this is a stretch that you can enjoy from the back of your foot up through your hands. Stretch. If you want to keep your hand on your knee, it's okay. If you want a little bit more, you make the arms perpendicular. So we press against the leg as well. And if you want more, bring your arms out. So you're really gaining some strength here. Back to warrior two. Great. Let's heel toe in, heel toe in, heel toe in. All the way in. Take a few breaths. Hands down. Let's bring the other leg back now. Work on your foundation before we do anything. Knee over the ankle. Once you're set, hips straight ahead. Shoulders down. Let's take a nice inhale. Warrior one. Nice and strong. Feel your strength and your power. Let's clasp our hands together. Raise our arms up, 4 fingers straight. Take a nice inhale and lift ribs and waist. Let's bend back. Keeping the knee over the ankle. Another breath and come down. Hands softly at your side. Let's extend the leg. Clasp your hands gently behind you. Let's take a nice breath, belly button to the spine. And we come over, making our torso parallel with the floor. Notice what muscles are engaged here. Micro bend your knee if you need to. And come back up. Nice and slow. Hands to heart. Let's switch now. Warrior two. So the only thing that changed was your hips now are face this way so you can see. So our knee is over our ankle and the foot is parallel to the short side of the mat. Your knee is out, it's not falling in. Okay, once we have that, shoulders nice and soft. And then let's fix our gaze. Remember, we're looking for our opponent here. Virabhadra. Let's rotate the arm and bring it back. Peaceful warrior. Looking at the elbow, looking at the ceiling, whatever. Taking another breath and then coming back down to your strong warrior two. Rotate the other arm. Reach, reach, reach. Enjoy that stretch. If you want more, perpendicular. Make the arms. And if you want more, just stick them out. If not, just keep your hand and enjoy that stretch. Always breathing, shoulders back. Come back up to warrior two. Nice and strong. Heel toe in, heel toe in, heel toe in. Take a few breaths, maybe let's get the blood going, the lymph flowing. Okay, nice and sturdy foundation. Let's take a nice inhale and come up to the balls of our feet. High up and exhale. Once again, inhale, exhale, inhale. Strong, the whole body's strong. Exhale. Now we're going to come up and slowly turn to the right. Inhale. Stay up. Slowly. Shift your gaze, arms out. All the way to the right. And then slowly back to center and down. Come up again, inhaling. Let's go all the way to the left. It's okay if you fall. And then slowly back. Whoa. And come down. Great job. Let's meet back in downward facing dog. So inhale. Okay. From here, we're gliding forward into a plank, but we're coming all the way down. You can put your knees down first, slowly all the way to the belly. Your hands are at your shoulders. So we'll take a nice inhale and raise our ribs up. And we can take our hands off the ground. We're looking kind of like down at our mat. And down. Take another inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come up again. And exhale down. This time the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring the legs up behind you. And exhale. Let's bring our arms along our side. Concentrate on your shoulders for a moment. Roll them back. So let's take a nice inhale, exhale, and shoulders back and come up. So our heart is leading and come back down. Bring your arms up. Let's come up on our forearms. Hands spread out in front of you like a nice little sphinx. Shoulders back, away from our ears. Looking out. Now let's curl our toes for a moment. Push back, keeping our knees on the ground. Let's send our sacrum back and lift up our knees. Just 20 seconds here. Keeping our sacrum pointing back, belly button to the spine. And slowly, our knees come back down. I'm just going to show you one thing from the side. You can take a look for a second. So, when we do a forearm plank, it's so good for your core. But when we curl our toes under, we don't go up like that because that's not good for our lower back. So we need our sacrum pointing back, our belly button always to our spine. So it's kind of like this. So you curl your toes, glide back on your knees until you feel set. Get your sacrum set. And then you lift your knees up. Okay, we're only doing 20 seconds today, but we're going to build up because it's such a good thing for the core. Okay, so let's now, after we did the Sphinx, we're in the Sphinx pose. Looking ahead, nice and proud. Take a few breaths. And now let's go back into a child's pose so we can make our back go in the other direction. So come back, glide back, and child's pose. So now you can feel your back in the opposite your spine in the opposite movement. Take a few breaths. And coming back to tabletop. Curl your toes under. And let's walk back to the squat. So we're separating. You might have to adjust your feet. We have a nice long back. Separating our knees. Take a few breaths. And then opening the shoulders in your back. Let's bring our arms on the inside and squeeze our knees together. And then come back. And sit down with your legs in front of you. Let's take our arms and slowly go back. Bend our lower back as we go down. And arms overhead. Okay, now let's turn to the left side. This is something new, but it's one last stretch on the thoracic spine. So let's bring our legs up, kind of like a fetal position. The higher your knees, the higher we twist on our spine. If our knees are low, the twist is low, and we don't want that. We want the twist up here. So let's bring our knees up, and our right hand goes on our knee, the left hand here, and just roll over. Your head can be on the ground. So the bottom, your spine, your lumbar spine should still be straight. It's up here. And if you feel that you can do this, only if, then you can bring your right arm out to the side. But don't feel like you have to do that. This is already good movement up here. And then roll over onto your back. And let's go on to the other side. Remember, the higher your legs, the higher we're working on our spine. So let's put our hand on our leg, another hand on our hip, and we just come over and we start to look up at the ceiling. If you want more, just take your arm and slowly put it on the ground. You might hear a crack or two. And then just slowly come back up, bring that hand up, and then roll to the back. And we'll place our right leg over our left and softly push it out. And reach through, grabbing the back of the thigh and pulling it in. And softly placing the foot on the ground. Grab that knee, bring it up to you. Hug it to your chest. Extend your left foot so that the sole of the foot is parallel to the ceiling. And leading with your heel. Slowly bring it down to the mat. Keeping your other leg, keep hugging your other leg. And then just notice your hip flexor opening. And once it's down, then just relax. And bring both legs up. Soles of the feet to the ground. Let's change. Let's put the other ankle over the leg and softly push back. And reach through, clasp your fingers together and pull that thigh in. And then put your foot on the ground. Hug that leg. Bring your left foot up to the, or the foot up to this, the other foot up to the ceiling, straight. Foot parallel to the ceiling, leading with your heel. Breathing the whole time. Let's go down. Nice and slow. And then once it's down, just enjoy. And then bring both feet to the ground. Hug your knees. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Roll around like a little happy baby. Do whatever you need to do here. Then make a butterfly with your soles of your feet together. And slide your feet back on the ground. Take one last big stretch, leading with your heels, extending with your fingers, and relax. Completely let gravity take over. Sink into the mat, and I'm going to stop talking. And when you're ready, you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe your legs, maybe roll your head from side to side. And slowly roll over to your right side. And make your way up. Roll out any kinks you had left over. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And that means, may all beings everywhere be happy and free. And then I wish for us that all our thoughts, words, and actions of our own lives contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, thank you guys.
That's another beautiful session.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao.
All right. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay. Have a great evening, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao.
Bless you all. Yeah. Bless you all.
Ciao, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.